Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pros and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. My name is Kahala, and I'm your host. Well, we may be in Season 7, but we're going back to Season 2 today with a very special guest that had the #1 most downloaded and watched episode in Season 2. And when he came before, he was Coach Sunkett, right? An icon. He was AD Sunkett. Well, today he's coming back as Hall of Famer Coach Sunkett. And we all know we never get where we're getting to the highs and lows of life or through the lows of life without having people who love and support us by our side. So today, Coach Sunkett didn't just come back to grace our platform. He brought his squad. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we got Coach Sunkett in the squad. Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Y'all good? I'm so happy to have y'all here. I am so happy. And I know I say that all the time, but I mean it. When my guests come on, like, I have the most amazing people, and y'all are part of that. And so thank you so much for being with us today. We got so much to talk about.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So much to talk about. So, Coach, I'm going to let you introduce the team.
Let's see. To my right, we got Kendrick Jones, graduated from East Side in, watch how good I am, 2001. All right. You got Cliff Young. Matter of fact, he's the first person I coached at East Side, his class. So that's from my first class coaching. I got Cliff Young. He actually played for me at River Gardens over St. Louis. Came over to coach with me. He graduated in 99. He's a state champion. I coached him as a state champion ball player and coach. Behind me, got a good friend, BG Gregory. He didn't play for me, but I watched him play in high school. And he was the head coach at 2 different high schools before coming to the system with us. Directly behind him to the right, we got Harith Mitchom, who's been with me since 2002, Reed? Yep. Since 2002, on the staff, you know. And right here behind me to my left, I got Trevor Dismukes. Trevor graduated in 2000, sound good, 6 or 5. I'm sorry, I almost at it, 2005. And Trevor also played for me. So you can see coaches I have played for me or was good friends of mine who I've seen play and watch grow up. So, you know, our trust factor is real. You know, like we said, I just say anything around these guys. I know it ain't going to get out. They say anything around me. They know how I think. They know how I'm feeling, and vice versa. So it's just a good group of young men, you know, to be surrounded by each and every day, coaching and throughout the school day.
That's awesome. So it's quite a few of you with us today, and we're glad. So just tell us a little bit of something about yourself, like what you're doing, what it means, like what you do on the squad, like fill us in.
Well, kind of talked about it a little bit before we hit the microphone. So, like you said, I went to East Side. I was a baseball player, heavily known for playing baseball, and picked up football kind of later in my life, in my later teenage years and stuff like that. And went on to be a scholarship player in both sports, but I accepted my football scholarship, so I went to the University of Illinois.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, ILL.
Yes, he did.
ILL.
I.
There we go.
Let's go. Orange and blue all day. So
Orange and
you
blue
know
through
we
and
do
through.
no matter what we do.
Orange and blue through and through for sure.
Sorry, Finn.
Yeah, Big Ten champion as well.
Okay.
So, I was fortunate enough to, earn a scholarship to play football at the University of Illinois. Accepted that scholarship, went there, graduated. Also was a Big Ten champion, like I said, there while I was there. Had a professional career beyond that, graduated with my degree. Had a professional career as well. Shout out to Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills of the NFL. They gave me my opportunity on that level, and they were really instrumental in getting me up to the CFL, the Canadian Football League, where I had my most professional experience, and played a few years up there and won a Grey Cup up there. I'm a Grey Cup champion up there too. So that's kind of where my football career was. Post-football, I've been on the side of the entrepreneurial side of things. I am a business owner of a couple of businesses. Me and my wife, shout out to my wife, who's very instrumental in that as well. So shout out to her. Yeah.
Oh, it's her.
So, we have been very adamant about being successful, and it's proven to do as well as far as on the real estate investment side and residential cleaning. Those things are what we into as far as the household like that. And I am inside the school building over at East St. Louis Senior High School as well, where I spend my time coaching right now, like Coach Sunkett said, with him, and in the classroom a little bit. So it gives me opportunity to be around those kids, and that's where I'm at pretty much to this day. Yeah.
That's a rough act to follow. Yeah, cool. He's a long way out there.
But what I love is the opportunity for you all to let people know, like, the level of skill that you all have and, like, where it comes from. Mm-hmm. So you don't just have people on the squad, and all of you will get into that. You have seasoned veteran, like, y'all know, clearly y'all know what y'all doing, right? Y'all wouldn't keep winning the way y'all win if y'all didn't. But it's really important for people to know, especially, like you said, the way we feature and support East St. Louis. People just really need to know that. So you can go ahead, sir.
Cliff Young, graduated from Riverview in 1999, state champ with Coach Sunk. Sunk started coaching me my sophomore year. I believe he came from Ladue as the defensive coordinator. And he, if I'm right, I want to say he got defensive coach of the year that year. And I say ever since he came over to Riverview, we had nothing but success. You know, he took our team from a 1-8, 1-9 team. We went 5-5, and that was due to playing a player, you know, that we didn't know that didn't have the grades to play. So they took a couple of games from us that season. We probably would have made the playoffs that year. But he was the first to take back-to-back district champs at Riverview. I also was all-state offensive defensive player in high school. Attended the University of Missouri, was heavily recruited in the area. Graduated from Mizzou.
We like Mizzou here.
Y'all can't do nothing but like us. We beat y'all 2 years in a row in class. We played.
My little baby goes to Mizzou. Toriano Pride Jr. is at Mizzou now, so we good with Mizzou here. Oh, we good.
And my Z, baby.
Z-O-Cool.
Yeah, my Z.
Z-O.
Yeah. I coached offensive line at Eastside. I started in 2015. Actually, that year we didn't get to finish the season due to a strike year. My first lineman that I ever coached, Trevor Wallace-Sams, ended up going to Mizzou, followed my footsteps. He played in the NFL a little bit. I've been kind of successful with what I'm doing. I have a bunch of guys. I coached over at Trinity for 2 seasons, won the state championship there, so I have a state title as a player in St. Louis, as a coach in East St. Louis and St. Louis. Appreciate that. I say I have a bunch of successful guys right now that's throughout college as far as offensive linemen, probably like 17 guys playing D1. So, I'm in the school also as a teacher aide right now. That's Cliff Young.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm Coach Gregory. They call me Coach BG. Born and raised here in St. Louis. Went to Parkway Central. Played my college ball at the University of New Mexico. So I was pretty far. I wanted to get away from get away. So played college ball there. And then when college ball was over, like us all, tried to get to the league, arena ball. And when the ball went flat for me, it was like, man, what am I finna do? So I came back home, started coaching with the guy who coached me at Parkway Central over at Maplewood High School. He stepped down. I became the head coach there. Had some success there out the gate. Later on, went on to coach at Francis Howell North out in St. Charles. And after that stint, my oldest daughter was going into high school. And it was like, hey, you spend a lot of time with other people's kids. Here it is. My daughter was getting ready to go into high school. And I felt like, damn, I had not missed out on it, but, didn't do as much as because coaching other people's kids. So I kind of stepped away for a month. And then Cardinal Ritter brought me on. And so I was the coach at Cardinal Ritter. People ask why I bring it up, but it's part of my story. You know what I mean? So I was the coach at Cardinal Ritter. three years ago when that incident went down, and forever grateful for Coach Sunkett to reach out to me and kind of give me a chance to relive what I love doing, which is coaching. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of people saying what they would do and wouldn't do, but he made that call, and and ever since then I've been over there helping him and Coach Sherrill with the defense and having the time of my life. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where it's at with me in a nutshell. I got two daughters. Like I said, I got two daughters. One is finna graduate from Jackson State in May, and the other one finna graduate from Quadna in May as well. So I'm broke right now. So my GoFundMe on YouTube, but where I'm at. But no, I bring that up because, like I said, we got families, wives, kids, and at the end of the day, we take care of our home. And, I think our guys look at that as well, you know what I'm saying, outside of being coaches, is being a good person.
Okay. That is admirable because we are all busy parents and we all fall into that sometimes, right? Because between practicing law and podcasting and all the other things that pull you, you're like, okay, I have 3 kids at home and I have to remember to keep that work-life balance. And sometimes it's very difficult because work pulls you because that's how you feed them, right? That's how you keep the roof and do all those other things. But what's most important is not that. What's most important is our kids. So that is great. And that you all have like that family, the need to make sure that family comes first within your program. So
it's a plus.
Yeah.
W plus.
Great for her.
What's up, cuz?
You just tell everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm Harith Mitchom. My story is a little bit different. I never in life thought or dreamed to be a high school football coach. That was not my thing. As a matter of fact, in high school, I favored basketball more so than football. But when I came back to East St. Louis, I had a family member that was playing with Coach Sunk. He was a freshman, him and Trevor, which I'm sure he'll tell you the story. They stayed in our basement, but they were playing for Coach Sunk. And my expertise was always been business, organizational structure, and things of that nature. And they was giving Coach Sunk a hard time in East St. Louis. They wasn't cutting the grass for him. They wouldn't give him things needed to be successful as a program. And if I'm going to have a family member and part of this, and for him to be successful, everybody has to kind of be successful. I started to use some of the resources that I had, being a Mitchom, and people that know the Mitchom, he was on the school board and things of that nature. Kind of took Coach Sunk around and helped him out to kind of get some of the basic things he needed to be successful. I mean, you got a coach with 20-some kids out there and they won't cut the grass. I know that might not be something Coach Sunk talk about in terms of the early struggles and how he wasn't necessarily received when he first got here, but I witnessed all of it. And, when you look at it and you see that it's not right, you kind of try to do what you can to help it, to help out. And because at the end of the day, it's these young men that will reap the benefit or witness the consequences of not giving them adequate things needed to be successful. And so we kind of chimed in, kind of got together. He put some trust in me. I said, hey, let me take some of this stuff off of you. You just make sure you know what play to call. We're going to take care of seeing what I think because that. And again, we may get into it later, but when you start talking about game day and things that, if you got 40 different things to think about, trying to stop the run or trying to figure out what play to call becomes complicated, right? And so we took that off his plate just to kind of make things go a little bit smoother. And it was rough in the beginning because it takes, Trevor them had, 18 kids when they first started. And now we're talking 60, 70 kids on the varsity team, which is a tremendous growth. But the idea is just, as a community, you try to help out as best you can. Everybody don't know the X's and O's, although they think they do. You hear people all the time tell you what you should have did, could it. But reality,
can you do half of what they criticize?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
But reality is, if you really want to help, there's things that you could be good at that can actually help the program.
Right.
If you really, really want to help. And a lot of people say that, and a lot of people talk about it, but not too many people do it.
Right.
And so that's what we decided to do, is say, okay, let's divide this thing into what it really is. So game day and all that, you kind of handle that, all the stuff behind it. Boom, I got it. You just don't worry about it. Just show up, and we good. And we've been kind of rocking like that for 20 years. And you're talking about 6 state title games, 4 state championships later. It works pretty well. And again, originally had no desire, no thought about being a high school football coach. That was not on the radar, or not part of the plan. Thought I was going to be a CEO somewhere. And I did well. UPS for 13 years, regional director UPS. Now I'm at SLU, which, SSM bought them out, but I'm director of dermatology there. So my outside football career has been great as well. Been very successful in that end as well. So I thank Coach Sunk for the opportunity, for him to trust in me, because it wasn't really that opportunity to say, he didn't say, come coach with me. I had to pull him to say, hey,
let me come coach with you.
Let me out this part. Just believe, because again, will I have my hotel rooms? Will I have my shoes? Will I have this? Will I have that? I mean, those things you got to think about, and to put it in someone else's hands, because in the end, it all falls on him. We talk about it all the time. We laugh about it. Even when we get in arguments, at the end of the day, it's his career, it's his livelihood. If they take football away today, I'm gonna go to my office in dermatology and be just fine. But his livelihood is tied to this, and so it takes a lot for someone to put that trust in someone else's hand, because you're putting the livelihood in someone else's hands. So that was pretty tough sledding in terms of getting that going. But now at this point,
the well-oiled machine now.
I don't know if he leaves. You know what I mean? I don't know how that.
It's well-oiled machine.
So that's my story. That's how we do it.
Okay, so y'all not gonna make me cry today. Yeah, because when I tell you, I have a heart for service. So that's just who I am. Father fire chief, brother lieutenant on the fire department, cousin Todd. I come from a military family, so service is in my blood. So that is what I live for, right? As general counsel, helping the men and women of the Illinois Department of Corrections, criminal justice reform. I am just, so to hear you say that you take your skill set and because you can apply it anywhere. So that's why y'all are here, because yes, we're talking about what you all do on the football field, but every single person in your next has talked about what they have lived, their lived experience, whether it was educationally or otherwise, and how it is now impacting this program and the city of East St. Louis and the District of 189 and the lives of countless children and their families. And we'll get into that, because I ain't going to tell you how much fun I have when I come out. But anyway, it's an opportunity to step away, right? That's what athletics is. In addition, it's entertaining in addition to so many other things. And I think sometimes that may get lost on you all, because it's the logistics. It's the calling of the plays. It's the offensive line and defensive line. But for the rest of the world, what you all do means so much. So don't do it. Yes, don't do it. Go ahead, sir.
My name's Trevor Dismukes.
Hey, Trevor.
How you doing? Class 05 graduate of East St. Louis Senior High School. Coach Sunkett's first full class. Like Coach Mitchom said, through a lot of rough times. We dealt with my journey in football, junior college for me, due to grade issues and things of that nature. So went to Harper College for 2 years. Then after that, going on to Arkansas Pine Bluff, HBCU. Nice. Back in 2008, 2007, 2008. Coach Gregory said, the ball went flat for me. Came home, gave Coach Sunk a call. And he told me, hey, come on home, man. You already know where you at. So from then, I think I got on the staff for 2013, Coach? Yeah. 2013, like I said, we wasn't doing too good that year. But, when I came on, I can see everything just elevated from there. And like I said, these guys here, man, it's like my father here, big brother, same for every last one of them. We are real close in the group, and what they have to say about these group of young men, a group of gentlemen right here, they definitely gonna have your back, no matter what, right or wrong, indifferent. Like we say, we can argue about it, we can agree to disagree, but we gonna come to the table and be winning at the end of the day. And it's all about the kids. We all have a certain fashion with children. and, and make it to the next level. And everybody here in this circle has a heck of a story to tell. We probably got enough time on this podcast to really speak about it, to be honest with you, but keep it short and brief for me. I respect each and last one of these individuals for always helping me be the better person I am today. Raising my kids, my family, and the things we do for all these kids we get dealing with every day. And it takes a village. It takes a village. So, that's my story.
Let them know you in the building, man.
Oh yeah, well, I work. We ride in the high school as well. Yeah, part of the behavior team on the 10th grade hall. Yeah, like I said, I've been in the building for about 10 years now. Yeah. So hey man, that's what we do.
That's important, man. That they see that we're in the building as well.
We don't just show up at 3.
Yeah, we don't switch
7:30.
We in the building every day.
He beat up there. That's like,
yeah. So like I said, man, this guy Cliff is in the building. BG is in the building. Trevor's in the building. I myself, I'm in the building as well on a daily basis, and we really interact with the kids and the other administrators and staff and all every day, just in the name of getting these kids where they need to be. Not just our kids, but the kids of East St. Louis that come through that building. Of course, we pay special attention to what we're really there for, and it's football at the end of the day. So we have a special care that we provide for the kids that's up under us, because we really take it personal with each individual kid that we have in our program. That's just natural, So we definitely are a group who just don't put it together at 3:00 and all of a sudden, no. We go to sleep with it. We wake up with it. It's like
you live
in between.
Live, eat, sleep, and breathe it, right? And it really pays off, or it shows at the end of the day. So, and here's the thing that I know y'all in the building. I've told this story before about the day I formally met Coach Sunkett. Okay, so in the building. So it was the year Lil Tori graduated, and I was asked to be the keynote speaker for the ribbon pinning. And y'all know Rod Felton, that's my guy. That's my classmate. Like we graduated together, class of '95 from Lincoln. And so I'm there, orange suit, royal blue blouse, bobbing. And ride, right? You ride, and I'm like, oh, classmate. And there's someone standing next to Rod in the building, right? And and we had just lost a classmate. I think August had just passed. And so we're talking about it and whatever, and I'm just going. And standing next to him is Coach, right? And he could have walked off. He could have been like, ma'am, can you please? But he's just standing there just like, I don't let it talk. I'm just going. And I turned, and I'm like, oh my God. Because you hear, right, of him, and, I've seen him in Sigma circles and football circles and always at a distance, right, banquets or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it'll be somebody nice to me one day, excellent program, whatever. And it was long before any of this. And I just felt like the biggest idiot because I'm just talking. And he just standing there like, I'm going to just let her finish. And so when I turned around, I was just like, well, hello. That is what started this. And so you all are so personable, so professional. Like, I can call Harith for anything. I can call Coach. Like, he was like, well, when you want me to come back? I was like, really? He was like, just let me know. And so the way that you all don't just support the district or the team, but you support people that you feel are doing good things. Yeah. That is very, we go back and forth all the time on social media. That's why I'm like, oh, I know you got a lot to say.
That's crazy.
And that's the whole to the white. Yes. So we are also here, obviously, to talk about, the Hall of Fame induction. And so, there's the 47 former players, playing collegiate ball. There's the individuals that are in the league. It's the 218 wins, and you got state championships in Missouri and Illinois. How many people can really say that? And the list goes on and on, and anybody can chime in because the list is too long. with such a long and successful career that's far from over. Like, you ain't getting away. Like, it's not gonna happen. So what did the Hall of Fame induction mean to you? And in your lifetime, right? Not posthumously, right? But in your lifetime, while you're still going, not after retirement, but they were like, we ain't gonna wait on this man to retire. Like, he needs to be inducted now. Like, what was that for you and your family and your program?
Kind of let you know just how your peers feel about you throughout the state. It's difficult because, you hate. I don't like looking at myself that way. I'm a laid back person, but my accomplishments, it's these guys back here. And, you don't become a Hall of Fame member unless you coach great kids who go on to accomplish other things. I'm talking about besides football. And you can hear what they're all saying. They all got careers outside of that. So, it's bigger than football. My thing is the success that my athletes have off the field. So if I'm able to instill that in them, I love winning, believe me. I love to win now. Let's not get that confused. But now, when I see these guys and they're successful, that means a whole lot. So, the Hall of Fame, it's a great accomplishment. It's something you don't, once you start coaching, you don't know if that's something you're going to attain because a lot of people don't. It just goes the years I put in, the dedication I put in, and to see people recognize me for everything I've done, it's a pretty good feel, and especially people of color, because it's not a lot of us who actually get that opportunity. So to be one of those, actually be the third football coach in Eastside history. Well, it ain't been before, is it? Right. But three of us got it. We're all in the Hall of Fame, so I feel like I'm in there with pretty good company. This also came throughout the program, so I'm excited. I don't like to talk about it, but I'm excited that it happened, and I guess you can wear it as a badge of honor.
Absolutely. So how do y'all feel about it?
I'm glad he's getting his flowers where I can make it smell.
Yes.
That's my opinion on it. Because
yes.
So many people get it in the back end when they're not here. Their family got to step up and pick up from it. But just to piggyback off for Coach, because he's very modest when he talks about himself. So
is he sat there and just
one thing we always stood on was hard work pays off. Outside of all gas, no brakes. Hard work pays off, and he puts in tremendous hours. He gets no sleep, honestly, when it comes season time. And we all back here try to put something on our plate to take off his, like Coach Mitchom brought up earlier, because he's not getting any younger, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that, he can finish his journey how he wants to end it, literally. And he put a lot in us, so he doesn't have to do a lot anymore. So we try to take a load off of him so he can reap the benefits of being a Hall of Famer while currently still coaching, So that's my opinion on it.
I think it also is a reflection of, as everybody said, all the people that's been through from the 24 years, the great seasons, the not so great seasons, the overcoming adversity, and all those things. It reflects that. And I know even if he had the option, it probably wouldn't just be his name on it, because that's just the way he communicate with us. That's just the way he operates with it.
Absolutely.
But I feel like East St. Louis football should be proud, because that's what it is. It's recognizing the success of East St. Louis football, and his knowledge and wisdom to put it together during this era. I think when he took over, it was said that East St. Louis would never win again. And if you look at the community surroundings, they treated us that way in the beginning. Respect was hard to come by at that time. We was set to lose to Edwardsville from here on out, right? That's the way it was when they started, right?
And now it's left.
Yeah. I believe KJ them was the first class to, I think it's undefeated going into that game, and everybody was like, "Yeah, wait till we get to Ellisville and you get whooped," and we did, but
we lost.
But again, that was the start. That was the turning point of what this career became. And so when you look back on that and when you look at the history of it, and to Coach Trevor's point, giving the flowers of what he here, it's so much more to accomplish. But at the same token, man, where we started from to where it is now.
It's amazing. It's nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, really. Most folks have no idea where you start from.
Right, especially over 2 decades in. Like, nobody can say that. So I will say, one, we put respect on people's names. Actually, I know that's my thing. And I believe in my podcast producer, Kristen, he is absolutely able to say that we believe in giving people their flowers, because I can speak directly to a parent being given Hall of Fame status after they die. When my father was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And so my brother, Corey, and I had to go with our mother and accept that on his behalf, passing at only 58 years old, right? He should have been here to receive that. So for you to be alive, not retired, for your family to be able to come and the superintendent and your team and everybody to stand beside you healthy and well to be able to accept something that you deserve. Like, let's never pretend like it wasn't deserved. And I know you're very humble and don't like talking about yourself or reflecting on yourself, but that's why you have this team of people behind you and a whole community of people behind you to be able to say, job well done, and you will continue to do a good job. And again, so because
off the collar.
It's just like you all said, it's nothing short of amazing what you all have accomplished and what you all have yet to accomplish. And those rings are big. We're going to have to get a close-up for the YouTube version of this so people can see that ring. But so as we get ready to close, everybody wants a squad, right? I have a squad. I love my squad. Hey, squad. We call ourselves the day ones, right? And we're everything from doctors to lawyers to speech pathologists to, business execs to whatever. But we've been together forever, right? And we're going to be together forever. It's never going to change. And I can safely say that my successes in life are because I have them by my side. Like you said, now we argue and then we come back from it, right? But we're going to have it out, right? I'm accountable to them, like you all are. So you have a squad. Can you tell people just how important picking the right squad is? Because it's clearly everybody can't just run up in a squad with no new friends. It's really important. So, but I think anybody, anywhere, young to old, can glean from that and understand the importance of having the right people around you.
It's checks and balances. It's certain people that have been around. Harith, has been around for quite a long time as far as this stint goes with Coach Sunkett. So somebody like him being here to be able to say, hey, we say, big dog, hey, big dog, you wrong. Oh yeah, big dog, why you get away from what you was doing right?
Yeah, argue.
That's it.
Yeah. So, he's been there that long to where I'm sure that's happened so many times. I've seen it happen. This will be my 11th season coming up. So I've seen it since I've been there. So I can't help but to think that it happens, before or after I left from playing and when he started coaching. So this is just normal. Is normal to people who care about you to say stuff like that.
Yes, let's normalize it.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah. It's normal. So for us to, be amongst each other and pull each other coattail and like, man, what the hell you was on, dude? You tripping. Just to put you back on that path to where we set out to be, and that's to be successful people. You know what I mean? We might have stuff going on with our families that we kind of bothered by, or we might have stuff going on in life that we're bothered by, and all of us can just sit there and say, hey, you know what, man? I think you did a good job here outside of football. you did poorly here. You know, and we'll sit there and listen and take that on the chin. That's part of how he coached me. You know, when I played my season with him when he first came, he coached me hard. He pushed me. He had a work ethic to go behind it, which I value the most out of him. Honestly, I say this to him. I told this to him this year when we hit a little adversity during the season. I said, man, the one thing that I take from you, when you first came on, man, I look at it now, he was a young man at that time, you know. At the time. At the time.
They taking shots. This is real burning down.
Hey, man, real bad. I like looking at him grow old. They said it lets me know he doing something right. You know what I mean? The older that he gets, the more he becomes a certain person that, you know, I look at and I can appreciate the growth, you know, because I saw where he was at. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, that's what's up, man. And so, you know, I can really appreciate. I can really appreciate, you know, where I've seen him come from, where he was at the time, and what I got from him. You know, the high energy guy. He still got energy to be where he's at in his life. He still got energy, but to see where he has come from with the energy that he had, and so now it's the work ethic that I value the most from this man. I take that and I say, man, that's what you instilled in me, was a work ethic, because I had it in baseball. I played baseball all year round. That was my thing. But I didn't really know how to put a work ethic around the sport of football. I didn't know. And I didn't get that my first 3 years, 97, 98, 99, when another coach was coaching me. I didn't have that. And when he came along, it was like, dude, are you trying to kill me? Mentally and physically. Are you trying to kill? You know, like, but then it was something in me that was able to respond to that, and it was good for me. So I appreciated who he was at that point. When I left and went on to college, there was a work ethic that went behind me that drove me to be as successful as I was in college, in my football career here on out. So anything that I do with football, I got to give credit to him. So everything that I've gained, you know, Big Ten championships, playing professionally, being a Grey Cup champion for the BC Lions up there in Canada and everything like that. I even to this day, like, I have 3 state championships as a coach. Three since I've been coaching. 3 since I've been coaching with him. So it's like everything comes back to how he's laid a foundation for me to kind of move forward within the football world. You know what I mean? So that's why I stay close to him, because I know what he's kind of instilled in a lot of his guys. And me, myself personally, I see that, and I'm just trying to remind him every now and then, don't go away from what you do. Don't go away from what you do. Just from him looking at me and looking in my face, it got to take him back to 2000 when he first started. You know what I mean? Like, he got, you know, and so, you know, that's his responsibility that I see him having to himself, for being obligated to stay true to what he do, because he's a winner at the end of the day. Exactly. Yes. He's a winner. So like I told him back when we had our conversation not too long ago during the season, I said, man, you know, it's no matter what you would have done, you would have been successful because you have a work ethic behind you.
I agree
that would have drove you to be successful in whatever you did. It's just so happened that this is your thing. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing as a man, I know how hard I work. I know in all the things I do, how hard I work, and it's just like, I can see myself in him, you know what I mean? And through him mentoring me, through coaching and all this stuff, hopefully he sees the him in me. You know what I mean? Because, yo, bro, you did that. So, you know what I mean? You did that.
Well, work ethic is important. And again, that's something that can go across any platform. Like, I really try. Sometimes I think my work ethic is too tough.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where the mental drain and the physical drain comes in. I remember when I was the circuit clerk, and there's a gentleman that is with I think he's still with the East St. Louis Police Department, and he knew my dad as a ref, and I think he knew my dad as a player. And one of my things in the morning would be to go to the courts, to the different courtrooms, and make sure everything my staff was doing and everything was right. And so I'm just roaming about. And then out of nowhere, he says, "You got all your daddy's work ethic, didn't you?" tore me up, okay? Because what I tell you, Bruce Hill is it, right? And so for him, I mean, my last name wasn't Hill at the time anymore. Like, how do you even know that was my daddy, right? Other than these eyeballs or something. But anyway, so just like
so you can.
tore me up. But I think that's what so many of us, especially in this generation, loses the work ethic. Yeah. So to have a man or a woman or a leader that is like, one thing will never go out of style, and that's work and work ethic. Yeah. Faith without works is dead. Like, you just can't get away from it, right? Right? And so to see the work ethic that you put in and that all of you put in and your team puts in is just amazing. And, you know, we can have coach and one more person talk about the squad and the importance of that, but I don't want to not have you speak on that because this is your squad. So,
work ethic, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I can say this, you know, they talk about it now that they're coaching, but during their playing time, they didn't appreciate it as much as they say they did.
When you was on the streets, I was like, I ain't doing it. I'm telling you.
I didn't appreciate you until I got to college, and
you tell stories about my dad, you know, Cliff's. You tell stories. I mean, I had to go get him from home because I was pushing him too hard. And he wanted to quit, and he missed practice. I said, it was Cliff at. And I had to go to his house and talk to his old man and his mother to get him back out there. It's the reason I'm pushing him. You know, same thing with Trevor behind me. He stopped speaking to me the whole spring semester. We walked by each other in the halls, and we wouldn't say nothing. But you know, as they get older, they see it. You know, they see why, and now it's what we all try to instill in the kids. You know, I joke with them all the time, especially during the season. I tell them, while they sleep, I'm working. So 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, they still waiting on their alarm. I'm working. You know, how we gonna get better? And I tease them all the time. You know, just gotta get that out of them. This is what we need to be doing, because if we're not doing it, another coach or program is doing it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we got to be on top of our game. But, you know, I mean, it's good hearing that they picked up these things, and I know they do, because he gets up out before me now. Like, I'm getting old, so I'm up, but I'm not up. I'll work from home before I go in. Warming up. But, you know, these guys are, yeah, you know, they're there. You know, like I say, when it comes to getting it off the ground, he's first one there. He gets things started for me. Harith gets started for me. You know, Cliff. You know, they do things I just can't, you know. I don't have that energy I had when I was 31, 32 years old, and they know it. But I still got a lot of energy, though. Yeah. But you just don't have it. You know, it tapers off a little bit, and that's why you need good people around you. Like they say, to take up the slack. And they all, you know, they all do it. Like I said, we argue. We
be the fly on the wall, but that,
you know, we are.
You don't want to be that fly.
The wall.
And sometimes it's hard because I coached them. So when you coach a player, it's hard for them to ask you why. I wouldn't even say why, but so if I'm
to question
what I'm doing, and I need them to question. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, that's my coach, I can't say nothing. Mm. You know, I'm their coach, but now we're colleagues now. You not me. You coach with me. Yeah, not you know, not me. So
we've established that.
Yeah, so sometimes it's challenged. You know, like Cliff, he'll come real humble. Big dog, I think you know, then he'll be stern with it.
Yeah.
You know, then he'll get stern. Trevor, he'll get stern. You know, we getting BG out his shell, you know. He'll challenge you now. and he always has, you know. I mean, that's KJ. Yeah. And me and Harith, when we battle, everybody just shut up, because we go at it.
It's popcorn.
Yeah. But it makes me a better person. You know, they think I don't listen. I've heard Coach Sunkett, he don't listen to nobody. He ain't gonna let you coach. Those guys who don't know. You know, now if you don't know what you're talking about, I don't want to.
You know, entertain.
Yeah, I don't want to hear what you want to say.
Foolishness.
Yeah. We're not going to do that. But like I said, we come from some very humble beginnings. Like I said, I had 17 kids. I want to stay with him for 33 kids. And I think the biggest thing we take pride in is we're winning in a very impoverished area. Everywhere we won, it's impoverished. And, so the kids we coach got a whole lot of other things they got to deal with besides football. So to get them young men to focus on football and their books, as you said, they're all educated, because I hear all this, you can't get an education from East St. Louis. That's bull. You know what I'm saying? So you said it. You said it. The state took his school district away. They failed to meet requirements. But you see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think we take more pride in that, because people from the outside, some people give us a respect that we should have. How are they doing down in East St. Louis with what's going on in that city?
Oh, they watch it.
Yeah,
they taking notes, videos, yeah. You watch it.
Yeah, so we're doing some special things. It's a lot different, and it's just a different kid. And I don't think people understand that. It's a different kid from in the 80s when you were younger. Watching these programs. I believe what the city had, you always give me the numbers. Back in the 80s, 195,000. And now we're talking about what, 17,000 people, 18,000 beyond. So we're making it work with what we have. Times have changed. I've had to change as a coach. Not much. Not much. Yeah, we're down here, but
no more evolving than change.
Yeah. I've had to adapt to the kids. Yeah, you got to adapt, and I think that's been the most successful part of it, is how we adapt. And I wouldn't be able to adapt without the younger guys around me, and because my age difference is different. You're talking about I'm 56 years old, so we're talking now.
He all with you, bro. He got to put him to some bags.
He got frozen time or something, man. See, you're 56.
Let me put my license out.
All right, man.
I'm 56.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? What's interesting? The formula is still the same.
The formula's the same.
Because what you did for Cliff, you did for Brendan. And you're about right now.
Yeah.
The exact, 20, almost 30 years later?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had to go to Brendan's house.
Go get him.
Talk to his mom. And right now he projected start on the O-line at the University of Illinois.
Let's put it in perspective. Let's put it in perspective though of what you're saying, Harith. I was the coach that was very.
You kicked him off the team.
I was. Yeah, I ran him off. I ran him off the team. I ain't kick him off. I ran him off the team. I wanted him to keep coming, but he didn't want to come back. Yeah. So I ran him off. You know what I mean? And that was a conversation that me and Coach Sunkett had to have. And because I couldn't do to that kid what he was doing to me back in 2000 when he first came. It's just different. And that's when my biggest lesson about evolving and coming on how you saying these kids, now ain't like the kids back then. Yeah, you're right. And they got different circumstances, different things that influence them and all that stuff. So I had to learn. So that same kid that they're talking about, I was the reason that the kid actually ran off. So they was correcting my mistake by going to get him, because I didn't go and get him. You know what I mean? And that part of me, I had to learn from that and understand that what he was now telling me how to go about it, it was either I was going to take it and use it or go against it and not be, on same accord with what Coach Sunkett had, envisioned and what he had already known and been through, the kind of the wisdom of doing this and all that. So that goes to, kind of speak on what y'all saying about Brandon. Yeah.
Because let's face it, everybody can't lead.
No.
Let's be clear about some things. Everybody can't lead, and you see it as administrations or whatever coaches in life as leaders transition. You can have an outstanding program or an outstanding office or whatever, and then transition happens and it just all either shoots the hell or it gets better. And so everybody can't lead also because that's a skill. Mm-hmm. And it's not, you can get a degree in organization, whatever, and leadership. But I am a firm believer that some things you're just born with, and you can hone them through education and experience.
Sure. Yep.
But some people inside just innately are not leaders, and because people aren't going to follow you, you're not a people person, right? There's nothing about you that would make you want to fall in line,
Right, no doubt, yeah.
So, you are definitely one of the rare breed of leaders that you have people that you can just ride or whatever, and they're like, oh, but when I'm done, I'm gonna have to remember, I'm gonna have to find so, because I live all gas, no brakes. Like that's one of my mantras. And so I'm gonna have to figure out how to incorporate when my ball went flat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I got a little while before my ball went flat.
The ball rock that.
But being a leader is so important because there are so many people that need you, right? And so there are so many people over the last 20 years that needed you and still need you, right? And will continue to need you. So whether you retire or whatever, but I am saying you can't go nowhere, but I'm just, leading is an art, and you've mastered that art. And so your squad is telling you that, I'm telling you that, the community, I know your family tells you that, and we just appreciate you and so much for what you've done and what you're doing.
Thank you. So right now, probably is almost this exact day he walked onto the campus of East St. Louis High School. It was April of 2000 that you came on board.
Yeah, with my gym
Yeah. So it's 24 years a day that he's been heavy in East St. Louis, and he's been around East St. Louis. But that was the day that you pretty much stepped foot in. It's true. Ain't never left this thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been y'all here. And I don't want to keep dragging you back, but I'm going to just say you have to come back. You're going to have to come back. And we just wish you the best season, because we know it's 365. It's 12 months. Like when the season is over, it's still all gas, no brakes. And the planning and the shoes and the logistics and the tape and all the things that go into what you all do on a daily basis. There's no sleep. My little soccer player, I think he practiced on Easter or something. Or spring break. And I was just like, there's no rest for the weary. But thank you so much for coming on and for sharing the way that you all have. We appreciate you more than you know. And if there's anything that you need from me, I don't know what it could be. I mean, if there's logistics or legal, whatever, come talk to the kids about reform or justice or whatever. I mean it. I've said it before and I will say it again. If there's anything you all ever need from me, I am there.
Thank you.
I am there.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we know this about you though, for sure. I do.
Thank you. And thank you for tuning in today to Pros and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness. Okay, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. And you'll join us again next week. In the meantime, please like, love, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.